Well, here you go. Here's your update. The 04 Buick Regal. Trying to get this at least so it's not insane and semi-safe for Miss Abigail. We've done a lot of stuff under the hood. We're getting there. A lot of leaks. Power steering pump. Probably power steering lines because there's a lot of goo. The oil pan's leaking like a sieve, but that's just the way they are. It's been cleaned off so many times. But the transmission pan is leaking bad. That's got to be addressed, and maybe even the transmission lines. The body to frame mounts are falling apart. I'll have to get a couple of those to replace it. How the front ones look. Well, the front ones aren't too bad, but if we're going to drop the cradle, might as well. This passenger side needs a wheel bearing. Wires are broken, severed. I could fix it, but it's probably bad. The axle, passenger side axle actually looks pretty good. I am going to do the tie rod end because you can see the sway bar is snapped, so I got to replace the sway bar. I have one of those. But what I notice I don't have, inner tie rods are completely messed up. They're at least blown apart, but the axle, driver's side axle, is shaking pretty bad. So I think it's bad. And maybe we'll do the wheel bearing since we're doing that one. Outer tie rod ends blown apart. Maybe the lower control arm. I have a passenger side lower control arm, but I may take it back. Moving to the back, trying to figure out where the exhaust leak is. There's really only one place it can be, unless it's leaking off the header. So order one of those from ZZP. A lot of oil and debris down here. Pretty sad. I also noticed the O2 sensor is severed. So I don't know if that can be fixed. Or just get a new one and plug it in. Somehow it got torn out, and that's because the exhaust hangers are broken. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to have to unrivet that, drill that out. Looking at the rest of the exhaust, I'm not happy. The guy that put in the muffler welded that instead of putting a gasket. So now it's going to have to be cut off. Take it back to the same guy and say, look what you did. Rub his nose in it like you do a dog when it poops on the floor. But it's loud. Yes, it has a front exhaust leak, but the rear exhaust leak. Look at the muffler. Someone drove this car off something and the muffler is torn open. Might as well not even be there. In fact, maybe I'll just get a glass pack since it's very loud. The brakes look good in the back. Sway bar looks good. I am changing the front shocks and springs, and I can see this one in the rear. This thing is moving everywhere. So the rear springs probably need to get changed. Along with the strut, I have one off my 02 Regal that I took off the fronts and I'm replaced with new ones. So I will take those that only have 100,000 miles and put them on this car. We're making progress.